bleach blonde mother with 7 bleach blonde sisters who form a gang, and they train 2 brothers, one who used to be a star locally, who's become a criminal, the other who's the younger brother, who's trained by the older brother and the mother, who wants to rise up. The redheaded bartender who's sexy, who comes in and everybody reacts to big time. That's Amy Adams. She comes in and says to the younger brother, "You need a better way." And he says, "How can you say that about my family?" And there's the movie. And to have all those people in ways that you see how the mistakes they're making, but you still love them and can laugh at them, but still have them break your heart, that's, to me, the movie. The brothers, with this crazy dynamic of, you know, older brother, younger brother, and and they're both fighters, but they have this really crazy relationship. And the older brother almost seems to be almost like the favorite of the mother. I don't know, all that made me want to do it. Every actor works differently, you know, so it was really an honor and sort of very humbling to be able to work with this variety of actors. Mark is sort of more from the Spencer Tracy school. Acting's good, don't let them catch you doing it. So he's going to do the subtle performance that is the guy at the center of the storm who's reacting to the storm and emotionally anchoring the movie. Spinning around him is the asteroid of Christian Bale at the other end of the spectrum completely. He inhaled the character of Dickie. He lost 30 pounds. He shaved his head so he had a bald spot, put these horrible teeth in, and became this chaos maker, you know, who's charming and talented and bedeviling, you know. And then Amy Adams breaks type. She shows up to break type. So I don't want to be Enchanted in this one. I want to be the girl who can throw a punch, you know. And that girl Charlene did throw a punch with the sisters, and she did know how to stick up for herself and stick up for. She helps Mickey stick up for himself in his life. He needed a little help against all the odds in the family. And Melissa Leo is the mother who always fought for the fact that, listen, I see how this movie's portraying me as a little bit like the mother who's making all the bad mistakes, but I also want to be the mother who loved all of her children, nine children, which Mark comes from the same family, 9 children. So Melissa fought for that, so it makes you love the characters. To me, that's what matters. Mark trained for many years to want to fight like Mickey and to look real is a huge accomplishment. But in addition to that, to be like what he is in his own family. Mark Wahlberg is in his own family of 9 children from a working class background, the one who kind of had to deal with an older brother, Donnie Wahlberg, who was the favorite of the mother and who was the first successful one. I mean, the parallels are kind of amazing. So this is an even more intense version of that, where he came equipped knowing what's it like to have this brother who's your hero and who's your ticket to the world, has to train you, in this case to fight, but who also is kind of being destructive and tearing you down, you know? So that's what Mark brings to it. Well, if anybody's having a real story told about them, that's going to be a little prickly, isn't it? It's not going to feel, you're going to be a little concerned about how that's being told. And I wanted to always say that we were always coming from a place of loving these characters, which happened to be the truth. Sometimes you have to tell people that, and it's not the truth. In this case, it is the truth. I didn't know how I would feel about the Wards and the Eklunds when I met them, and I really love them. So that enables you to tell an even better story. You know what I'm saying? But the sisters would come up and say, "Hey, that girl's not as pretty as me. Why is she playing me?" You know, Dickie, more than anybody, had a lot of controversial stuff that he did that is in the movie. I said it can't be any worse than the documentary HBO did about you that made you the scandal of Lowell. So we're only going to go up from there, and I'm portraying you in a sympathetic light that shows you getting past that. So let's not fixate on that. Mickey, of course, loved the picture. I think Mickey knew that he won a championship, and he knew he was the one who came through it. And that Mark, being sort of the godfather of the picture, I think Mickey Ward could feel that he was in good hands. My primary wish as a filmmaker is to grab you by the throat and the heart from the beginning, and for you to feel like, wow, who are these people? And to be surprised and taken through a ride that you didn't expect, and walk out of there having felt a lot of emotion and a lot of love for these people.